प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री गौर राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री श्री नवदीप द्वारका धाम की जय। श्री धाम मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री श्री यमुना मई गंगमयी की जय। श्री श्री तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री श्री साम वेद भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। हमारे प्यारे गुरुदेव पूरी दुनिया में हरि नाम का सनातन धर्म का प्रचार करने वाले अति दयालु परम कृपालु पतित पावन श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। स्प्रेडिंग होली नेम ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड पतित पावन श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद इस्कॉन सेंट लुइस की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल 2 times. All glories to Sambal devotees. All glories to Sambal devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gaurang. All glories to His divine grace, Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunamilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovishnam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swaymarupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Jyotipadkamalam Shri Guram Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sakradatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamja. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kantana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataruvesha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Together everyone, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiriyet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhakti Neshtaki. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the personality of God and Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, unto Srila Vyasdeva, the author, unto Srila Shukdev Maharaj, great reciter, unto Srila Prabhupada, giver of Bhagavatam to the whole world. First of all, I'd like to welcome all the devotees staying here in St. Louis Temple. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, Bhagavad Shloka I am taking. Very important shloka. Kalo doshe nidhi rajan asti hi ek mahan guna kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sanga param brije. Srila Shukdev Maharaj speaking Bhagavad to Vyasadev, to Maharaja Parikshit. Maharaja Parikshit had only 7 days at his disposal. But he was so exalted personality, as soon as he came to know that I am cursed by a Brahman boy, I am going to die after 7 days. So he didn't look back to the kingdom. Great lesson to learn. He's a king, but totally detached. We are not king, we are just pauper in the street, but we are attached to everything. This great lesson. Actually, this material world is not our home, it's not the home of anybody. And by the mercy of Parikshit Maharaj, by the mercy of Shukdev Goswami Maharaj, we should learn to practice detachment from this miserable material world. So, Srila Shukdev Maharaj is saying, my dear king, this Kaliyuga is full of faults. Kalo doshe nidhi rajan. It's an ocean of faults, so many faults. We are full of lust, anger, greed, envy, aversion, false ego, pulling each other's legs. These are the bad qualities of this Bhagavad. But then Srila Shukdev Maharaj is saying, Asti hi ek mahan guna. This great Bhagavatam, this Kaliyuga has one great advantage. Guna, one good quality of Kaliyuga. What is the good quality of Kaliyuga? He's saying, Kirtanadeva Krishnasya. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, he's saying Krishna Kirtan. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, we can attain the supreme destination. This is the good quality of Bhagavad. Not Bhagavad, but this Kaliyuga. Otherwise, this Kaliyuga is full of faults, full of dirty things. Like yesterday I was mentioning, put out dirty politics. People are, because our consciousness is polluted. Why our consciousness is polluted? Too much sense gratification. Too much sense gratification. We cannot think properly. We have gone crazy. This sense gratification is so deep in the heart. People don't want anything other than the sense enjoyment. Dear devotees, brothers and mothers, this human body is not meant for sense gratification. This we were doing in the animal life also. In animal kingdom we were also doing this. Animals don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't mate, they don't defend. All these qualities are there. But what is the difference then between man and animal? There is one difference. It is mentioned, ahar nidra bhaime tunacha samanya vedat pashubhe naranam dharmo hi tesha adhika vishesha dharme nahina pashubhe samanam. Shastra, ancient and the oldest scripture on earth are saying this. Ahar, eating, nidra, sleeping, bhay, defending, methun, sex life. This is same between man and animal. Then what is the difference? The difference is dharmo ki tesha. A human being can follow the dharma. What is dharma? The laws of God. Dharmo ki tesha adhiko vishesha. This is the only difference. Then it's mentioned, dharme nahina pashubhe samanam. Hari bol. One who is not following the laws of God is just like animal. Doesn't matter man or woman, white, black, brown, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, doesn't matter who he may be. If he's not following the laws of God, then he's just like animal. But then there is a little difference between man and animal. Animal has 4 legs and man has 2 legs. This is the only difference. We are the 2 legs animal if we are simply after sense gratification. We don't have to go after the sense enjoyment, because our bad karma, we are born in this age of Kali, and now we only want sense gratification, or we don't want anything else. This shloka is from the Hitopadesh. Hita means the benefit. This Hitopadesh. This shloka from Hitopadesh. Ahar nidra bhaimetunach samanya betad pashuve naranam. This is same between man and animal. Dharmo hitesha adhiko vishesha dharme nahina pashuve samana. Both animals and men share the activities of eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Both share. But the special property of the humans, is that they are able to engage in spiritual life. Human beings can engage themselves in the spiritual life. Therefore, without spiritual life, humans are on the level of animals. This is what's happening now all over the world. I mentioned this yesterday, and I will mention today also. Thank Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What he did, why to thank to him? He sent his pure devotee to save the fallen soul of Kaliyuga. See, the opportunity is given to the whole world. No discrimination between white, black, brown, Hindu, Muslim, Christian. No discrimination. Because Krishna doesn't keep any discrimination with anybody. We keep. Because we are conditioned souls. We are full of lust, anger, greed. Then here is mine. I don't want him. He is my enemy. For nothing. So, and Srila Prabhupada was such personality. Without any discrimination, he gave this Krishna consciousness to the whole world. See the miracle of a bhakti. Bhakti mein shakti. Bhakti has a great power. See the power of bhakti. He came to this country, to North America, he came to New York, and preaching to whom? Those who never heard of Krishna. They didn't know who is Krishna. He is preaching whom? Those who used to criticize. They used to say, Indians are worshippers of many gods. Indians are worshippers of idols. We are not worshippers of many gods or idols. Whatever we do, it's according to our scripture, according to our Shastra. And our Shastra are the oldest on earth. Old is gold, speak, repeat. And gold is never old. Is that right, Ramacharya? Why you are not clapping, everybody? This is our Sanatana Dharma. And Indians were giving the Sanatana Dharma. Yesterday I mentioned they were going away from Krishna. They have turned their back towards Krishna. But Western people, those who were made devotee by Srila Prabhupada, those who were criticizing the Indian culture, they became devotees. And who were they? They were hippies. Hippies means, once Prabhupada was asked this question by one lady, this, what do you call this, reporter. He said, what do you mean by hippies? Prabhupada said, you know better than me. Why you are asking me? Then Prabhupada uttered the words, if anybody remembers those words, he said, something extraordinary. Everybody started laughing, So this woman was asking so many foolish questions to Prabhupada. Prabhupada asked, why you have naked legs? Why you didn't cover your legs? Prabhupada so super. Srila Prabhupada ki. Yeah. Prabhupada, great personality. And Prabhupada is a gift of Krishna to the whole world. I humbly request all of you, catch hold on Prabhupada's lotus feet. This is my humble request to all of you and the internal listeners. He will deliver you from the cycle of birth and death. Only He can do, nobody else. Let me be frank with all of you. To be frank is difficult actually, but by Prabhupada's mercy I am saying this. He can deliver us, nobody else can. And if we want to be, and that is the purpose of life. Purpose of life is to get out of here, not to make a permanent home in a temporary situation. To get out of here and return back home, back to Godhead. And actually, everybody should be desirous of this. But those who are too sinful people, they cannot think of this. They don't want to be desired. They don't want this desire that we should be lived. They think, no, eating, sleeping, mating, defending is the purpose of life. I have seen in this country, I was very surprised. Even the elderly people, those who are old, and they are doing that filthy thing in the public, Woman is old, man is old. I was once in one shopping mall. I said, what is this nonsense? The old man, his son is going to be in the graveyard, and what he's doing? And woman is nonsense. So, till the end of their life, they like to gratify the senses. And our business is not to gratify the senses. Our business is to, what is this? Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Bhagavan ki. Our business is to become conscious of Krishna. Not to gratify our senses. What is this sound? Huh? I should go back?
A little back.
Okay. Hello, Hare Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
We should not be after sense gratification because we were gratifying senses in all species of life. There is another shloka that Prabhupada used to quote this shloka, several times. It's the shloka is like this. श्लोका वो हरि बोल कौन सा श्लोक है वो जिसमें पशु पक्षी भी सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन करते हैं भागवत का ही है आई एम फॉरगेटिंग वन पहला शब्द इस हैं नायम देख देख भाजा न लोके कष्टान काम हरते बिड़ बुजाम जे तपो दिव्यम पुत्र कायेन सत्यम शुद्ध ये समाज ब्रह्म सौख्यम तवंत. These are the Haribol teachings of Lord Rishabdev. to his 100 sons. Lord Rishabdev had 100 sons. Lord Rishabdev was the incarnation of the personality of Godhead. And Lord Rishabdev, he is now renouncing everything, retiring from his life, this material life, and going to the forest to perform austerity. So this shloka, what he's saying, is saying, my dear sons, Nayam deka deka bhajan loke rishvo vach. Nayam deka deka bhajan narloke kashtan kam harite bid bujam je. Tapo divyam putra kayena satyam shuddhaye samad brahma sokyam tabantam. Meaning, Lord Rishabdev told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, all the living entities, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification. This is our disease. Day and night we are working for sense gratification. No time for our real business. Our real business is to cultivate Krishna consciousness. Devotees, brothers and mothers, we are not supposed to do anything here. Why? Because we are not from here. Sooner or later we shall be kicked out of here. So we are here. Why we are here? Because I wanted to enjoy independent of Krishna. I put into this difficulty. No, I should not be after sense gratification, but I should be after Krishna. I should be after becoming a devotee of Krishna, coming to the shelter of Sri Krishna. Simply for sense gratification, no. Which is available. See what Lord is saying, Lord Vishwadev, which is available even for dogs and hogs. Bidvajam means the stool eater that eats stool. Dogs also eat stool and hogs also eat stool. They don't gratify their senses. What is the answer? Why everybody is not answering? They don't gratify their senses, hogs and dogs? Everybody should answer. You know, hogs, he will make his mother wife, sister wife and daughter wife. Same way dog. Two dogs are born, one male, one female, from one mother. When they grow up, husband and wife. Animals also, you know, those who eat stool, these dogs and hogs, they are untouchable because they are stool eater animals. Dog, cat, lizard, and the donkey, they are untouchable. Those who eat stools. One should engage in penance and austerity. One should engage in penance and austerity. Why to perform austerity? Prabhupada used to say to this in this shloka, Shuddhena satta. Lord Rishabdev has said, Shuddhaye samad. Gurudev used to say, Prabhupada, Shuddhena satta. We have to purify our existence. If I won't purify my existence, then I am going to end in a very big problem, very big trouble. What is that trouble? Yamdutas are going to come in a yam pash, tie up my soul, take out of my body, and they will give a body which is called Yatana De. Yatana De for punishment. And they will drag Yatana De. And so many they are described in the Bhagavatam also by Srila Yogendra Goswami, and in this one Shastra called Garuda Puran. Described, everything is described there. And but we have become so careless, so filthy, so dirty, my consciousness is so polluted, I don't like to believe these scriptures. And when I will believe, then when Yamdutas will tie me in a yampash and pull me and punish me like anything. That punishment is very, very severe. Prabhupada said, we cannot even think of that. Once I took the Prabhupada's impression. Impression was, he's saying people, because a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada, he is worried for everyone. He is not worried for himself. See, in India, people go to die in Vrindavan. Prabhupada was there in Vrindavan. But he left Vrindavan at the age of 70. When he arrived in this land, North America, he was 70 years old. He celebrated his 70th year birth in the plane, in the ship. So they don't leave Vrindavan. Oh, if I die, I will tell you there's one happening. There was one lady, she became in a young life widow. So her husband died in a young age. And she decided, I want to stay in Vrindavan and chant Hare Krishna and die there. She was in Vrindavan for 33 years. How many years? 33 years. What happened after 33 years? She got the phone call from Bombay. She was from Bombay, a rich family. And they said, you come here. She said, I don't want to leave Vrindavan. He said, you come by flight and you have to sign some papers, some property paper, and then you can go back. 2-3 days you can go back. Come one day, sign paper, then go back. And this poor lady accepted. You know what happened? She went to Bombay for 2-3 days and died there. She couldn't get Vrindavan. See, this is how rare is Vrindavan. So unfortunate, she couldn't get some karma. Due to karma, go to Narka. As you sow, so shall you reap. But people don't understand this. But Prabhupada's mercy, we can try to understand. So what we should be doing? We should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. To attain divine position of devotional service, we should engage in penance and austerity. Lord Rishabh says, Tapo divyam putraka yena satyam shuddha ye samad brahma saukyam tavantam. And Srila Prabhupada used to say, Shuddhena satta, Shuddhena satta. We have to purify our existence. If we don't purify our existence, then devotees, it's just like a little boy. Parents want him to go to the school. But he is little. He is, because of his childish nature, he is reluctant to go to school. Is that good for boy not to go to school? No. Turn your face like this, yes. And because of childish nature, he doesn't want. But his parents force, no, you have to go to school. Good parents will force their children because they want their future bright. So similarly, like the little boy, because of the childish nature, is not interested in going to school, we are not interested in cultivating Krishna consciousness. That is our disease. Because we are in ignorance, in different degrees. Some are more in ignorance, some are less. But we are in different degrees, we are all in ignorance. And there's one personality sitting in a deity form. He was totally on the transcendental plane, no ignorance at all. Not a tinge of ignorance was there in him. And he appeared on this earth and gave us this beautiful Krishna consciousness. So Lord Rishabhdev was saying, one should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. To be a devotee of the Lord is a divine position. Only devotion. As I mentioned yesterday, devotion is lacking all over the world. In India also, people are rushing towards the Western world. Why? There's money. Money is honey. But there's no money. Money is not honey. Money, Haribol, Mahadev ka shlok, both just say. Money, Lord Shiva is saying, even a rich man has a fear from his own son. And I will tell you one happening in India. What is the happening? Happening was this man was initiated by one pseudo guru. Then he happened to meet us. He was a very rich man. He was the attorney, and then I met him in Prayag. Before the name of Prayag was Allahabad. He met me, and I don't know, somewhere else he met me. Then he decided, Maharaj, I want to be reinitiated by you. I say, okay. So then he called Udhampur, and one devotee picked the phone, and he left this message. After 3 months, I am coming to Udhampur. The message who pick up, this was Mataji there. So after 3 months I will come and stay with you people there. I say, welcome, you can come. So what happened? He was planning for 3 years, 3 months. What happened? He became very sick there. Before he came to us, he became sick in Prayag, and became so sick that ambulance was called. They were supposed to take him to the hospital. Immediately oxygen was given to him, and his son, he was sitting with him in the room, in the ambulance. You know what this great son did? He pulled that oxygen and killed him in the ambulance. And how I came to know? I was at the airport in Delhi, I was flying somewhere. So one young lady came to me crying. I said, what happened? Mata, why you are crying? Daughter, why you are crying? He said, my father. Who is your father? She mentioned the name. His name was Dinger. Surname was Jagdish Dinger. Yeah. What happened to him? He died. How he died? She told me, my brother pulled, oxygen. He was given oxygen ambulance, and when he is in the hospital, he died. So this is the material world. And she's crying. She knew that I was going to be his guru. So then Lord Shiva, what is saying? Listen carefully. Artham anartham bhavaya nityam nasti tata sukalesha satyam putradapi dana bhajam bhiti sarvatra esha vihita riti bhaj govindam govindam bhaj mudamate. What Lord Shiva is saying? Sarvada, iska dhyan rakho. Be careful always. Ki dhan vipati ka mool hai. Money is the root cause of all the problems. Money is the root cause of all problems. This is the truth. And no one can get any happiness from the money. One who is a rich man, he is even He has a danger from his own son. That I told you. A son killed the father. He could have survived, but he was so sick, oxygen was given to him, and he is sitting. Who can doubt that son will kill the father? This is the, what do you call, धन की यही रीति है. रीति सब जगह, all everywhere in the whole world, rich man has a danger from his son also. Said by Lord Shiva. So what he's saying? Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudamate. O fool, worship Govinda, worship Govinda, worship only Govinda. 3 times I said, worship Govinda, worship Govinda, worship only Govinda, nobody else. Respect everyone. Everyone. But you speak of demigods, respect the human beings also, because we are all Krishna's part and parcel. One should respect an ant also. She is also part and parcel. But she is in that yoni, in that life, because of her karma. So I have no right to kill any living beings. If I am killing the living beings, then I cannot be elevated. I cannot have a salvation. I cannot return back home, back to Godhead. Why? Because living entities, those who are changing different bodies, suppose a chicken. Chicken soul is in the body. Now chicken is old 1 year, and chicken has to stay in that body for 3 years. And person kill him, 1 year's old chicken, and eat. Now this poor soul has to come back again to this chicken body for 2 years to complete. So no living entities. And this country, what's happening? Cows are killing. Poor cows give so much milk, and you know they don't give milk, kill them. Oh, very, very sinful. But this, fallen civilization was also guided by Srila Prabhupada. It was Krishna's arrangement. Krishna he doesn't discriminate between white, black and brown. He's saying that Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the seed-giving father of all the living entities. We all belong to Krishna. If I, out of my ignorance, out of my bad karma, if I don't understand Krishna, then it's not Krishna's fault, it's my karma's fault. Due to karma, go to narka. As you sow, so shall you reap. So, please, 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 all the listeners, perfect this human form of life. Don't be after money only. And if you make too much money, then what will happen? You can make the best use of money, which is mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion by Srila Prabhupada. And he is referring to Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. But Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, अरे बोलो छोटी बुक क्या है वो भक्ति साम्र सिंधु की इंट्रोडक्शन. हाँ इसमें है, दे दो इसमें ये. यस यस, दे फोल्डेड पेज. इसको संभाल कर रखना, निकालना नहीं. दिस इज नेक्टर ऑफ डिवोशन प्रीफेस. Lord Sri Chaitanya's principle is universal. Anyone who knows the science of Krishna and is engaged in the service of the Lord is accepted as being in a higher position than a person born in the family of a Brahman. That is the original principle, accepted by all Vedic literatures. especially by the Bhagavad, Lord Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam. These are the two greatest books, very high class books. Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna and Bhagavad is about Krishna. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Lord didn't say, he's saying this shloka, Chatur Varnam Maya system, Guna Karma Vivagusha. I made the four division, Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grasta, Banprastanya. He is not saying Janma Karma Vivagusha, Guna Karma, according to their activities, their attributes. If one is born in a Shudra family, if he is acting like a Brahman, he is a Brahman. And one who is born in a Brahman family is acting like a Shudra, he is a Shudra. According to Bhagavad Gita and according to Bhagavatam. The principal Lord Chaitanya's movement is educating and elevating everyone to the exalted post of a Goswami. Goswami is taught in the nectar of devotees, in the nectar of devotion. Lord Chaitanya met the two brothers, now that is coming, Davir Khas and Sakar Malik. In a village known as Ramkeli in the district of Maladha. And after that meeting, the brothers decided to retire from government service and join Lord Chaitanya. Sakar Malik, who was later to become Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki retired from his post and collected all the money he had accumulated during his service. It is described. What is described? It is described that in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that his accumulated savings in gold coins equaled millions of dollars and filled a large boat. He divided the money in a very exemplary manner. Listen carefully. Which should be followed by devotees in particular and by humanity in general. Everybody should follow this. Everybody should follow. 50% of his accumulated wealth was distributed to the Krishna conscious persons. 50%. Maybe few $1 million were distributed to the Krishna conscious person. Namely, the Brahmins and the Vaishnavas. 25% was distributed to relatives and 25% was kept against emergency expenditures and personal difficulties. Later on, when Davir Khas also proposed to retire, Srila Sanatana Goswami, and younger brother was Sakar Malik, elder brother was Davir Khas. The Nawab was very much agitated and put him into jail. But Sakar Malik, who was later to become Srila Sanatana Goswami, took advantage of his brother's personal money, which had been deposited with a village banker, and escaped from the prison of Hussain Shah. In this way, both brothers joined Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How much sacrifice these two brothers have? Can anybody imagine? Great sacrifice. They sacrificed their life and their money, everything. Dabir Khas got the money of his service, millions of dollars, Prabhupada is saying. And but Sakar Malik, he couldn't get anything because Nava put him in the jail and he didn't want to work anymore for them. And then by divine arrangement, his brother's money, he, got out of the jail. He bribed the jail keeper, 7,000 gold coins, and he also came out of the jail, took so much trouble to come to Lord Chaitanya. So devotees, we should remember, we are not supposed to do anything, and if you cannot give up your job, if you are so much attached to your job, then keep your 50% emoluments in the service of Krishna, in the service of Vaishnavas, in the service of those who are truly Brahmins, trying to be Brahman. Lord Chaitanya also said this, Kive Vipra, Kive Nyasi, Shudra Kene Naya, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta, Sei Guru Haya. Vipra, Brahman, Kive Vipra, Kive Nyasi, Sannyasi, and Shudra, fourth class worker, and Nai means the barber. Kive Vipra, Kive Nyasi, Shudra Kene Naya, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta, Sei Guru Haya. Anyone who knows the science of Krishna is fit to become Guru. So see, this moment is the need of the time, very much need of the time. Because there is so much misunderstanding. This Krishna conscious is supposed to come from India, but people in India, they are just, busy in so many things. They are no interested in Krishna consciousness. In Puri, there is one Shankaracharya. He is criticizing ISKCON. He said, what this is not saying good words for Prabhupada. What he did, he made Militia Yavanas Hindu. This is according to the scripture. He thinks he is great, but he is committing very big offense at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. I happened to meet him, and I didn't know he's such a person. Then started criticizing. I said, person like you, said on his face, are spoiling this Sanatana Dharma. Then I left the place. So, people don't understand. But Prabhupada has done. Prabhupada didn't do anything, any concoction. He is following the scripture, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And more is following Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya is Krishna himself. Lord Chaitanya, he, Srila Rupa, Srila Sanatan, their names were changed. Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik. And Lord Chaitanya made both of them great acharyas. Out of 6 Goswamis, 3 are from one family. Rupa, Sanatan, Srila Jeev. Srila Jeev is a son of, what is it, the name of father? Anupam, son of Anupam. 3 Goswamis, wonderful Goswamis from one family. And Srila Raghunath Das is also from very rich family, only son of his father and his uncle. And then Srila Raghunath Das and Raghunath Bhatt. Raghunath Bhatt is coming from a very high-class Brahman family in Varanasi. Then Srila Gopal Bhatt, he is coming from the south. Lord especially went there. Sri Rangam, he was the son of Sri Rangam Pujari, and he, Srila Gopal Bhatt was very young, and he said, Gopal, till your mother, fathers are alive, you serve them, and after that, come to Vrindavan. Don't get married. The Lord instructed him. Don't get married. So they are all great personalities, wonderful personalities. They have sacrificed their life. And now we have to understand the things as they are, otherwise devotees repeatedly I have to say that a big hell is waiting for us. Hell is waiting for us, and it's very, very troublesome in the hell. And the shloka of Lord Rishabdev, which I have recited, and tapoit divyam putrakayana satyam shuddhaye samad brahma sokyam tavantam. And Prabhupada used to say, shuddhena satta, shuddhena satta. Purify your existence. Shuddhena satta. Then he's saying that a translation, one should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. We should become a devotee of Krishna, divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified. By becoming a devotee of Krishna, by the mercy of Lord Rishabdev and his 9 sons was Nava Yogendras, by their mercy, we should purify our existence. And when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life. Eternal blissful life in the spiritual world, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. Then spiritual life, is a transcendental and which is transcendental to the material happiness. Material happiness is very fickling, little, and which continues forever. That happiness which we will attain by worshipping the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, that happiness will stay forever. This is the message. This is the message. And time, what is the time? 8:25. I should continue or speak more? Question answer, okay. So, as I mentioned, that good quality of Kaliyuga is Kalo doshe nidhi rajan asti hi ek mahan guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param bhajit. Simply by chanting this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Louder, everyone. Stand up and dancing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes. Hariba. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम नीचे वाली जम नीचे नीचे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Everyone, louder. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। निताय गौरंगा निताय गौरंगा, निताय गौरंगा गौर हरि। जय सची नंदन गौर हरि, पतिता पावन गौर हरि। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। जय हो। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। Anybody touch the roof? Very good. Thank you very much. And all glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Nam Sankirtan. All glories to Gaur Nitai Panchatattva. And all glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Maharaj, would you like to take one or two questions?
No problem, no problem.
So anybody has anything that you'd like to ask? So just to start, Maharaj, your life is very, very austere, Maharaj, and we are trying to be a little bit serious in Krishna consciousness, which means trying to detach and dedicate more to Krishna consciousness. But what's the thing, one or two things that I should look into myself so that I can get more inspired to serve?
So, what is your question?
So the question is that, Maharaj, if you can just say one or two good tips that we can adopt in our life to be more Krishna conscious or more austere.
One tip is this: you keep in mind that you are not going to be here forever. This one should remember. In the chapter 13, verse 9, Lord is saying, Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam. You see the birth, death, old age and disease. They are horrible, they are coming. Lord is advising us. Chapter 13, verse 9. You see this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. They are coming. First of all, remember, there is one very nice doha in Hindi. Repeat. दो बातन को भूल मत, जो चाहत कल्याण, नारायण एक मौत को, दूजे श्री भगवान. If you want your future bright, then don't forget two things. First, death, and second, Krishna, Bhagavan. This should be, one should remember the two button. It is a good tip. And what else you want now? Remember, I have to die. Before I die, I have to be Krishna conscious. And keep in mind, it's not that death will come when you will grow old. No, it can come at any time. At any moment, death can come. I tell one happening took place in our place in Udhampur. One couple, they got initiated later on. Before they had one son. Very nice boy, and he grew up when they celebrated his first birthday. I gave him, dhoti kurta, little children dhoti kurta. And then later on he asked his mother that, Mataji, that Guruji gave that dhoti kurta, put me on, I want to go to the temple. And even Madhupriya liked the boy, everybody likes their boy. Is that true, Madhupriya? You like him? What happened? At the age of 2.5, he left his body.
Oh.
So what is the guarantee of this life? 2.5-year-old boy can die, So that life is uncertain, and we don't know when death is coming. Remember, we should remember this. And preparation for the death is to remember Krishna all the time. Never forget him. This is the tip.
Thank you, man.
Welcome.
I was going to ask real quick. I won't mention his name unless you want me to, but one devotee in our movement, he expressed his opinion about.
Put the mic.
He expressed his understanding of what you had said about 50% how Rupa Goswami had so much money accumulated. So the way he expressed it was that 50% of what he had already saved up, indicating that there was a difference between what he had already saved up in terms of giving the 50%, and then in continuation of that, like say if you make money later, that's different than the money you already had saved, 50% of that money, but he indicated that that doesn't mean you have to give 50% of your income in the future, but he gave 50% of what he had already saved up. So I thought I mentioned it because he's a famous devotee.
What is his name?
Badrinarayan Maharaj.
Badrinarayan. This is just an excuse not to give money to Krishna. As I said, you are not supposed to do anything here. And if you want to work, work for Krishna. What is a saved and not saved? This is just an excuse. You understand? You are only supposed to work. That's what Krishna said. Yat karoshi, yad ashnashi, yad johosi, dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tad kursham adarpanam. Krishna says, whatever you do, do for me. Tell this shloka to him. Krishna is clearly saying, who is the more bigger authority than Krishna? Is there any bigger authority than Krishna? It's an excuse, not to give money to Krishna. So then this money is not going to go with you. You're going to leave behind. If you're accumulating for some different purpose, you should accumulate. If one is a rich man, he should give whatever he's earning, 50% to Krishna. Because we have to become conscious of Krishna. That will only happen when you work for Krishna. Giving 50% means you're working for Krishna. Then gradually you will be elevated from this material world, from the Grahamedi life, and you understand what is his name?
Chakri Prabhu.
Chakri
Prabhu, Chakri Das.
Chakri.
Yeah, so he's one of the senior most devotee here in our congregation.
I met him last time also.
Yeah, right. So last time Maharaj remembers everything. Yes, Maharaj.
He said something to me, I won't tell now. I remember that. I will tell you later on what he said to me. He is very much concerned about this movement.
Yeah, very, very much. Yes.
Chakri Das. Okay, Chakri, you got the answer of your question?
Very good.
Welcome. Any other question, please? In the internet, anybody has any question?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This is similar to Chakri Prabhu's question. Addition. Kunti Maharani also said, you said money is a problem.
Keep mic little far. Little.
Can you hear me?
No, keep it far. Little far.
Little far. Yeah, I like it. Yes.
Maharaj, you explained very beautifully about money is a problem. And then Sanatana.
Scriptures are saying, Lord Shiva is saying,
Yeah, even Kunti Maharani also said bodily beauty and wealth is also a problem. So just my question, some devotees, they have money and they are using that money. I don't know whether 50% or what, but they are using money in Krishna consciousness and service. So how the devotees who have money,
who have
money, like he's a rich devotee, then how he considered himself as a fortunate, if this is the blessings of Krishna, or this is not the blessings, or this is not the mercy of Krishna. Because Kunti Maharaj also said bodily beauty and wealth, these are the hazardous in Krishna consciousness. So how a devotee who is a rich, he should take this, like, can you please, this addition to...
If a devotee has lots of money, he should use that money in the service of Krishna. In that respect, he is fortunate that he has the money and is using in the service of Krishna. You understand?
So he should consider himself as a fortunate. He should consider himself as a fortunate like this.
But if he is giving money to Krishna, then he is fortunate. If he is not giving, then he is unfortunate. Is it clear?
Giving is 50%, right?
Yes.
Maharaj, so Lal Kumar Prabhu is our recent temple president.
His name is Lal
Gopal Das.
Lal Gopal.
Disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami.
You know what?
Radhanath Swami.
First of all, thank you so much for being here and of this busy schedule. You made some way to come here. We've been wanting to have you here very often, Maharaj. So I'm going to talk to you also, if you can give a few minutes after the program.
Definitely. I promise you I will give you.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
I just want to tell also this thing that I remember when I moved into St. Louis, you came here, this was 20 years back. Then that time I took you to some places and it was just memories came. Thank you. So my question, Maharaj, is you did mention that Prabhupada, we have to take shelter of Prabhupada. We all strongly believe in that one. That Prabhupada is the one who's going to deliver us. Prabhupada will deliver us. So what is the role of one's guru? Is one's guru is assisting Srila Prabhupada to deliver this person, or the guru himself delivers his disciple? How do we understand the statement of Prabhupada delivers and guru delivers? How do we understand this?
As far I understand, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, nobody else can deliver us unless we are connected with Prabhupada. Others cannot deliver. Phalena parchite, things are judged by the result. Result, we all know what are the results. So-called deliverer, where they are. They couldn't deliver us, they can't deliver. Prabhupada only. He will deliver you even now also, if you come to his shelter. You understand? Clear? Clear?
Yes, so far clear. So Prabhupada will deliver. When we are connected to Prabhupada, this Prabhupada is delivering.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome. Any question in the internet? Very good.
Any person will tell you.
Maharaj, we can finish with Narsimha prayer and then
Okay.
we can leave.
This will be Guru Puja? No.
Guru Puja we did before you came.
Acha, I was thinking that okay, Allah, no problem. Finish now?
We can do Narsimha prayer.
You have any question?
Manjira Venugopalan.
Huh?
Manjira Venugopalan.
From?
So there's some sense.
Huh?
So many devotees from our community.
Acha.
All of them are watching on YouTube.
Very good,
So
okay.
working day, they are.
I understand. No problem. No.
So many devotees.
Yes.
Maharaji, thank you for the nice class. Maharaji, is it okay for not taking initiative till much later in life because of being unable to chant 16 rounds of Swami mantra?
See the body, that insect should be thrown out. He's saying, actually, Venugopal, it depends upon person, according to the scripture, initiation is required. It's mentioned that one should take the initiation. Still, it depends upon person to person, time, place, and circumstances. Venugopal. Differ with the time, place, and circumstances. What? Any other question?
Vishnu Shankar Oja. Hare Krishna Maharaji.
From where? Local?
I think India से है।
अच्छा.
हम अपना सब कुछ भगवान के चरणों में कैसे समर्पित कर सकते हैं?
इसका उदाहरण, I should answer in Hindi. इसका उदाहरण है विष्णु शर्मा जी के जैसे प्रभुपाद जी ने उदाहरण दिया है. एक छोटा बच्चा जो है, नवजात शिशु, टोटली अपनी माँ पर निर्भर रहता है और माँ उसका ध्यान रखती है. इसी प्रकार हमें भगवान पर निर्भर रहना चाहिए टोटली। अभी माँ कुछ घर में काम भी कर रही है तो ध्यान उसका बच्चे में है, कुकिंग कर रही है फिर भी बच्चे में ध्यान है, या घर की सफाई कर रही है। तो इसी प्रकार हमें भी भगवान के प्रति समर्पण होना चाहिए, उनके हाथ में अपने जीवन की डोरी सौंपनी चाहिए। और वो यही चाहते हैं, जैसा गीता में उन्होंने कहा है कि सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहम त्वां सर्व पापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। गिव अप ऑल varieties of religion, just surrender unto me, I shall deliver you from the reaction of all your sinful action. Do not worry, do not fear. ओझा जी समझाइए आपको? ओके, और कोई प्रश्न नहीं है ना? थैंक यू एंड ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद। जय।
We can chant our small prayer, Maharaj, and then after that,
नामस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद अहलाद गायिने हिरण्याकाशी पुरवक्ष शिलटंका निकालाए तो न सिंगा पर तो न सिंगा तो न सिंगा पर तो न सिंगा यतो यतो यामित तो न सिंगा बाहे न सिंगा हृदय न सिंगा नर सिंह मदीन शरणाम प्रपदे तब कर कमल बरे नाखाम अद्भुत सिंगा दालिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगं केशवदीतं नरहरि रूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे सब कर नरसिंह दे प्रहलाद महाराज जया प्रभुपा जया समस्त भक्ति विघ्न विनाशक नृसिंह देव भगवान की जय। भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, महाभागवत जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. All glories to Sambal devotees. All glories to Sambal devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Divine Shila Prabhupada.
Jai Shri Krishna Ram Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Founder Acharya Yogendra Prabhupada ki
Jai.
His Holiness Yogendra Swami Maharaj ki December Bhakta Vrind ki. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So tonight we are also going to have the program right here in the temple, and all the devotees who are watching online, thank you so much for watching wherever you are. Thank you so much. It was a really powerful morning today, and in the evening we are going to get together once again. And all the local devotees, it's my humble request, if you are hearing, please try to be here by 6:30 today. We can have some kirtan, and then by 7 o'clock we will start the program, and we will go all the way whatever time it takes. So thank you so much all for watching. Thank you so much, Maharajji, for coming and giving us your association. Once again, we will say, His Holiness Yogendra Swami Maharaj ki Jai, Bhakta Vrind ki Jai, Guru Shastha ki Jai, Gaur Charanandi Hari. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Prasadam, please take some prasadam before you leave.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.